welcome to the party. So the show is called The Pride Corner, and that's the corner right there. I've been doing that since the show started. That is the corner right there. So that's the corner between my door and my wall. It's also the corner that shows Black Mary, Mother Mary, and baby Jesus, and me and my baby right there. Okay? Yeah, we're a Black household, honey. Our Jesus is Black. Our Mary is Black. Why not?
Yes, yes, yes.
In fact, let me tell you something. Our God is non-binary. Yes.
I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. I said, what's the benefit in God being a man? I don't really understand that unless it patriarchy.
I came up to the realization yesterday. I think I'm going to write a book about that. And Kayla, you don't get to steal my idea. I'm going to come hunt you down. But God has got to be non-binary. You know why? It's simple. Why? If they created me and my son in their image and likeness, they're either one intersex or they're non-binary. You choose, honey. But I'm thinking omnipotent, all of this, they have no sex, which is even better. So yes. All right, listen, if you can hear my voice and you agree that God, there's an argument for God to be non-binary, type it in the comment section. I dare all of y'all, if you believe that there's an argument that God might be non-binary, type it in the comment section. And we're going to get the party started. So, Kayla, are you ready? Are you ready? Can you hear me?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes. So I'm getting some love, which is good. So some people agree with me. We're going to wait while the other guys warm up, while the others warm up, but you're getting a lot of love. So please invite your friends to the show, The Pride Corner. So today my guest is Kayla. Kayla, the first question I have for you, which you may or may not know, is tell all of us something weird that no one knows about you. Boom! Go!
Oh, shoot.
Yes.
That's tough. Because a lot of people know a lot of weird quirks about me. I guess a weird thing that only like the people close to me really know is that I'm terrified of throw up and vomit. It actually makes me shiver. And I will, if I find out someone threw up in a certain area or a bathroom, I will never use that bathroom again.
Wow. As a coach, I can only tell you that your thoughts create your results. So yes, if you're afraid of throw up, then it makes sense that you don't use bathrooms that people have thrown up in. Well, thankfully, we have a lot of bathrooms to go around. But you know what? That is a weird one. We had a girl who sings. Yeah, we had a girl who sings when she has to give a talk. We have a girl who loves anime. And I think those are the two that I've asked. Now, Rebecca is watching. Rebecca, if you're still there, can you type, because she has been a guest, can you type in the comment section, what is something weird or strange or unique about you that no one knows, as we get the party started? Let's kind of match each other with the head. Okay, so sis, what are your pronouns?
My pronouns are she, her, hers.
Okay, very good. So we're going to go with she, her, hers. So sis was correct. So my sister, welcome to the show. Thank you so much. I am honored that you are doing this. Welcome, Ebony Music. Welcome, everyone who's watching. Please stay till the end. No, I don't have a freebie for you, but I think it's rude when you start watching the show and you don't watch it till the end. So that's so please stay till the end. I think we're going to be talking about good stuff today. So the first question was that, tell us something, share something about you to kind of loosen us up a little bit. And then we're going to jump right to it. So Kayla, why did you decide to sign up for this show today? Why did you decide to do this?
Yes. So I remember you reaching out. I think it was on the Clinicians of Color page. And I love so much sharing my story as it relates to queerness, just because it's not talked about enough, especially with Black people, it's not talked about enough. And I know that there are a lot of people struggling, and part of me and kind of like overcoming a lot of things has been learning how to share my story with others, and hopefully it empowers people, because I had the craziest experience, and just thinking about learning about myself and just all the different nuances. And I didn't come out to everybody until I was in college, and I'm only 27. So I know a little bit about what it's like to hide and really try to separate from yourself and then grow into yourself. And so I think experience to share.
You already started you already kind of took off, with a very nice lead there. You know what it's like to hide, but you also know the power and the freedom that comes in sharing. And you know, a lot of people are suffering in the dark, in the closet, for no fault of theirs, but
Right.
it's true nonetheless. Thank you so much. Megan, welcome to the party. Megan must know you. She said, woo, go Kayla. Rebecca says, I don't know, besides doing things that an introvert likes, for instance, going to the gun range. Okay, I'll take that. So
Okay.
that's Rebecca, one of my first guests on the show, sharing something different, weird, unique about her. That's so awesome. We're going to make this, if you know me, any of my Facebook lives, I make them very, very interactive. So far, it's looking good. Thank you all so much for joining. I am Coach Jax. Welcome to the party. If you are a homophobe, it's going to get hot in her, okay? So I'm just letting you know right now, you may want to think again about being in this space because we're talking things that homophobes don't like. But hey, if you're an ally, take a seat. Matter of fact, take two, call a friend, invite somebody. Let's go. So Kayla, thank you for sharing that. Would
Yes.
you mind telling the people your coming out story if you'd like to share that? And of course, my human being that lives in the house chooses now to cook. Son, really?
Right.
Thank you. Te amo mucho. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead, sis. So share your coming out story with us, please, if you don't mind.
Right. Absolutely. So I would say there were levels to coming out. So for me, the first myself. And I would say there was that denial maybe around like middle school. I specifically remember someone trying to out me in middle school. And then I said, no, not it. And then so got myself in some trouble trying to fight against that. But I would say I started really coming out to myself maybe around like 8th grade. I had to really, this is who I'm attracted to. And that was like the first step. So coming out to myself. And then I would say I started coming out. The first person I came out to when I got to college was my roommate, Destiny, who became my line sister. And so I remember just kind of hiding. Everybody on the track team, because I was an athlete, it was just like, where is Kayla going on the weekends? Because I had a girlfriend at the time and everyone was really trying to figure it out. They said Kayla has a man on the side. I remember just not wanting to come out. And then that summer I texted my line sister and said, hey, just here it is. Just wanted to let you know. So that was the first friend I came out to. And then I had my best friend who actually is gay too. And neither one of us even came out to each other until we got to college. We've been best friends since like freshman year of high school. So that was great. And I got a lot of like, oh, I kind of knew, or a lot of, oh, that doesn't bother me. That's okay. I still love you. And so for me, my coming out was like, it was like an internal conflict of like, I've been told all this time, if I come out, I'm going to receive so much rejection, so much that. And then I was getting like the opposite experience. So for me, coming out brought a lot of like resentment, I would say, towards my like younger parts, because I do a lot of parts work for therapy. And so my younger parts were just really resentful, you know, or my older parts were resentful for the younger parts. It's like, you should have came out earlier. Look at all this. Everything is safe. You're okay. So I had to wrestle with that quite a bit. And then when I came out to my family, I think that was the hardest for me because I'm from Florida down south. Grew up very, very religious. Religion is practiced in our household, AME and Baptist, just deep into it, right? So half of my family, I would say, came out there. Like, I think everyone kind of already knew, but there was some, I think, that shock factor and just kind of like not really wanting me to be out was the first step, because I think my parents had to go through their own coming out also. And so it wasn't like it's invited, like just express yourself. But then coming out to my grandparents was the hardest. So I actually wrote them a letter right before I got engaged because I felt like it'd be better just dealing with culture and all that, just not really knowing I knew some of their beliefs. And so I actually wrote both of them a letter and mailed it to them the overnight and said, you can call me. I just want you to know this is me. I've always felt this way. And I expressed like my fears and like why I waited so long to come out to them. And then so did that with both of my grandparents. One of my grandmothers just called me up, and I think that was like the healing I needed, because God rest her soul, she passed away this year. But when she called me, she was just, and it was almost in like reactive mode. And she was like, I just want you to know you are so smart. You're going to have a great life. I love you. And I would never think anything different of you. It was just like that story that you wish you can hear. And coming from a Black grandparent, I know that is not what people experience. And with my other grandparent, I didn't really experience too much of that in the beginning. It was a lot of like, of course, what you would naturally expect. Yeah, but she filled me with so much love. And I remember just bawling on the phone, almost like a wound I had been carrying like for years and years was just like released to say, it's okay to be who you are. Yeah, I would say that was like that was about 3 years ago. So yeah, that's a little layers of it. I know some people say that they keep coming out over and over again. I would say after that, once I came out, my whole family knew, I don't feel like I come out over and over again. I'm at this point, you're just knowing who I am. I'm not coming out to you. I'm just living as me. So that's a little bit in summary of my experience.
Oh my God, Kayla. Okay, so first of all, I'm all girly today, showing some cleaves, honey, because I can. But
Right.
I'm gonna give you a couple of a jab, a cross, uppercut, okay? Because you nailed it.
Okay.
You nailed it. And I wrote down some words. So welcome to the party, Amaya, Denise, Ebony is giving you the ooh, googly eyes. Not sure what to make of that emoji. Every time I see it, I send it when I'm like, ooh, I think that's what it is, yeah. And then Aminaz is in the building. I am Coach Jax is still in the building. If you have a friend who needs to watch this, take 1 second, tap on that arrow, invite all your friends. In matter of fact, let me do that while I get my party started here, because Kayla, you are killing me, sis. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. You are telling us that coming out essentially is in stages. And why not? But let me read your words.
Okay.
For those who are just joining us, the party is called the Pride Corner. That corner right there. I'm going to put a flag there so I can call it the Pride Corner. But also it's our coming out stories and then some. You're getting flowers already from D. Jux Fontaine, honey. It is about to happen up in here. So you have said coming out to yourself first.
Yeah.
Oh, I came out to myself when I was like 13 or 12. I went to an all-girls high school. I know you didn't ask me. I went to an all-girls high school, and it was like, what?
Right.
But I didn't act on it. I don't think I acted on it as much as maybe I did. I don't know, because one of my classmates wrote that on our yearbook, and my dad saw that, and my dad said, "What is this?" And anyway, let's just keep that for my day. And then you said, I don't know what a line sister is, so I'm going to ask you to educate me, because I don't know, and I ask questions for a living. When I don't know something, I ask, okay? But I like what you said. You said that there's a lot of internal conflict. This is so true. Parents don't realize that before a child comes out to you, honey, they've been going over that conversation over and over and over and over and over. And sometimes they don't. So thank you for touching on that. DJ is sending you, D-Jux is saying you're super smart niece. Thank you so much, D-Jux. And if you're not following me yet on Instagram, I don't know what you're waiting for, but I'm going to talk about that later on, because I'm seeing some new names. Then you said your younger parts were talking to your older parts. I love that you use parts and not self, which is this is new for me. I'm a lifelong learner. So your younger self and your older, so who won? I guess the older self won, because that's the one that came out, right? Yeah, so who was telling who? You should have come out sooner.
My older self was not fond of my younger parts. And there's still some battles, of course, going through that. But my younger self was like, don't come out. Like, there's so much shame. You're going to get rejected. And then it was like, see, my older self was like, see, look, I told you it'd be okay. You should have did this before. We wouldn't have to go through all this stuff. And so that was a little bit of the conflict, which I worked through, because of course the timing is always right. If I look back, I probably wouldn't have done anything different, because being younger, I'm an adult, I can kind of do my own thing. It was probably best that I waited until I was ready. So,
and you're saying something really funny. You said the timing is always right. In other words, what are you going to gain by fighting this fight with yourself? You already did it. You already done it. It's done. It's done. You're getting a lot of love. Welcome to the party, Teniel Rocked. And welcome my soul sister, Ijoma. We are talking to my guest today. Her name is Kayla at QuestionKayla28. I love your Instagram handle. It's easy to remember. You're in the mental health space, and you're proud to talk about the fact that you are bi, you're Black, you're a woman, she, her, hers. You have no fear, right? Am I right so far?
Well, I'm not bi. I would say lesbian. So.
Oh, lesbian. I'm sorry. I think I read. Sorry, I read 30 different bios. So forgive me.
Okay.
Lulu, don't do that. My dog's name is Lulu. Lulu, don't do that. So I read 30 different bios in the last few days. Okay, but my bad. But you're a lesbian. I'm the one that's bi. I don't know why I'm pushing myself on you.
Yeah.
But don't worry about that. Okay, so I like one more thing you said. You said your aunt, your grandma said the healing, what your grandma said to you was the healing you needed.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you came out to your grandma said, you is beautiful, you is precious, you is smart. And that was the healing and the affirmation that you needed. I don't even think I need to ask you my next question. My next question was going to be, do you think that your family accepted you, and what impact did that have on your life? But it seems like you already answered without answering, but let me keep going. You mentioned AME Baptist Church, AME Zion Baptist Church. Go, that's another day's episode.
It is.
Okay, yeah. And then lastly, you said not wanting to be out. Who? Your family said they didn't want you to be out. That hit a spot. So let's go there. Let's visit that for a minute. What do you mean by your family not wanting you to be out? Go.
Yeah. So I say when that first coming out period of like, hey, this is what's happening. I want to post about it. Again, when you grow up, in certain Black circles, the Black community is not accepting. And what ends up happening is the Black community will then blame the parents a lot of times. And so I think what was happening is my parents weren't ready for the shame that was going to be inflicted on them. So as they're starting to learn, how do I accept my child? But also, how do I protect myself from the ways that, the Black church, my Black friends, all, my Black family, what they're going to say about me for having a gay kid. And I think too soon, because we have to process. And it took me, I think, a lot of healing to work through that. So I don't harbor that resentment of you're slowing down my process. And I accept it. Radical acceptance is I can accept that I want you to openly accept me at this time, and accept the fact that maybe that's not going to happen because you're not ready in your process. But at the end of the day, I got to live my life. And so that's when I ended up creating a whole new Facebook page. Because I said, I'm going to be out, but maybe not be around your friends, right? I'm going to just do my own thing. And then they all of a sudden, now they're starting to add me on Facebook and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, look, you're entering my space. This space is very open. This space is very queer. But yeah, that's kind of where those pieces went, because I think I'm learning parents, and when I work with parents that have queer kids, they have all their stuff they got to work through. And it's how do you do that in a way that you don't sabotage your own child? So that's been a unique experience in my role as a therapist. So
I love you so much. I'm going to do something that I don't know if I should be doing. I have an event coming up in October or maybe November, not sure yet. It's called Black and Gay in America Summit. I am inviting you, my darling, to come as a keynote speaker, because I love your story. It needs to be told. Maybe we can revisit the church. Maybe I'll let you moderate a room about the church and the queer person. Yeah. Because you embody that person. I'm Catholic. I was raised Catholic. My case is a whole other day's discussion also. But my soul sister here is telling me I'm amazing. Thank you so much. Tabby sending you some love. Ebony saying, you know what, girl? We need to do that. We need to do that. So if you're watching, if you can hear my voice right now, do me a huge favor. Take a moment and like and follow. Question Kayla. Is that question Kayla? Question Kayla. Question Kayla 28. And also follow me. I'm not gonna lie. Follow the two of us so that you can see what we're doing in the queer spaces. I came up with this idea because I was like, you know what? Why not me? If not me, who? And I'm Black. I'm African. I'm a pediatrician. I am a queer person. My child is non-binary. Are you kidding me? If not me, then who? Okay. And let me tell you something really special. The Royal Highness is going to be my guest tomorrow.
Okay. Wow.
I couldn't believe it. I was like,
that's insane. I can't wait to tune in.
My own human being is going to be my guest tomorrow.
That's great.
What? I love that human so much. Breastfed them for what, 23 whole months, honey? Let me tell you something. I love it. And we're getting a lot of love. This is so cool. So if you want to see an awesome show tomorrow, if you want to meet a piece of me, you should come. I don't know how it's going to be because my shows are unedited, on everything. It's organic. Like,
Yeah.
Kayla, you're talking junk today, and I love it. Look at what you said. That was the healing you needed. You know what? If you haven't written the book yet, hint, hint, I'm a book writing coach. Hint, you should write a book called The Healing I Needed, okay?
I like that, actually. So
your words, not mine.
The healing I needed, but okay.
It's your words, not mine. But you know what? I'm an energy person like that. I'm going to bring that goodness all out to the surface so we can taste it. Yes? All right, Kayla, let's go. So next question. Do you feel like you were accepted? And I think, like I said, you already kind of touched on it-ish. And I like that you've told us who don't accept you, be about your business. Go about your way. Bye.
Right.
Because as for me and my household, we're going to be queer. Dr. Lulu, you're crazy. Go ahead, sis. Talk to me. Do you think that you were accepted?
Like as a whole in society?
Whatever acceptance means to you, that's my platform.
Okay. I would say when you're talking about the queer part of me, there's parts that are accepted, right? There's, I would say as a whole, I think there are different pieces that are accepted more than others because I'm also navigating through being Black and queer, right? So different queerness might be more accepted than my Blackness. And then in other spaces, my Blackness would be more accepted than my queerness. And I think I've seen that in different areas, but I would say overall, as I've gotten older, I would say all of me is more accepted. But the reason why that came was not because people started to accept me more. It was because I started bringing my wholeness to the forefront. So once I'm becoming more confident in myself and was open about me being lesbian, open about me being very happily Black, people had no choice but to either accept me or reject me. So I would say overall, I feel more accepted as a whole person. Whether they accept these pieces, that's up to them. But overall, I just feel really like people love all of me and they know all of me. And so, yeah, and they honor it too because they know if they're not, I'm just going to fall back. I was like, I'm no longer accepting people just only liking parts of me. So then they come in and they're just like, oh, they want to acknowledge my wife or, oh, they want to acknowledge like, oh, it's Pride Month. All these things because they know that that's what comes with me. So
Kayla, if I wasn't already recording this, I would record it. And Ebony says, take it or leave. Is Ebony your spouse?
No. So Tabitha, who's been posting, is my spouse. Ebony
is it Tabby TLC, yep. Maybe? Welcome, Tabby TLC. I would have never guessed. I thought it was Ebony. I like what Ebony says, take it or leave it, all or nothing. This is so amazing. And yes, you know what? You just gave me an idea. I'm going to change the name of my summit. Even though I already bought the domain name, it's going to be called Black and Queer in America. But I really liked Black and Gay because I was going with BAGA as per MAGA, if you know what I mean. So I was playing on the MAGA thing and it worked then. But I also know now that queer is a more rounded word. Look at Tabitha talking about me. Me. I love that. What's up, sis? What's going on, Tabitha? And you know the funny, people ask me, what does Lulu mean? And I'm like, honestly, it's lesbian, then Uchenna, then Lizme, then Ume. But if you don't like lesbian, you can put love. If you don't like love, put lollipop. I don't care. Right. But that's my name. Like literally, that's my name. They're my 3 names that my father gave to me, and an extra L for love, lesbian, lollipop. I don't care. Lullaby. Call it what you like. So I love it. Welcome. Welcome, EXO. So we're going to go on. So do you think that you being accepted or not, do you think it has played any kind of role in creating the person that you are today? It's a more complex question and it's in evolution. I'm not sure yet the question I want to ask because I haven't really been able to say it clearly, but most people I've asked have been able to understand. Do you think that being accepted or not, in your case, I think is more accepted than not, has that played any role in creating the human, the beautiful person I'm looking at today?
Yeah, I would say 100%. And I take that all the way back because what people don't understand is like when you're living like in the closet, right? You're always assessing your surroundings. You're always very attuned to the way people are thinking, feeling, because you know at any point in time, if you come to yourself, you're going to sense that. So I would say growing up, honestly, because I was tall too. So there's that experience of like rejection. So it's like, I'm like super tall. They're all my friends. I'm Black. I was in certain schools where I was one of the only Black people. And then I'm also queer. So then you have that aspect. And so I would say early on, I learned how to be really empathic. Back then, I don't know if I would call it empathic. I would say back then it was probably more people.
I'm not sure what's going on. I'm losing you. I'm losing you. Oh, I'm losing you. I'm losing you. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, man. Can y'all hear me? If you can hear me, please type yes in the comment section. If you can hear me, please type yes in the comment section. Oh, Lord. Kayla, can you hear me? Kayla, if you can hear me, please type yes in the comment section. Ebony can hear me. Okay, Ebony. Arenzo can hear me. If you can hear Kayla, yes, you can. So yeah, can y'all hear Kayla? Because I can't hear Kayla. Kayla, we can't hear you, Kayla. If you can hear me, you can hear Kayla? Okay, then good. Okay. Kayla, I can't hear you, sis. Yeah, they're saying no. No, we can't hear you, sis. And I know you said you had some technical issues to begin with. Oh, I'm back, Kayla. Can't hear you. Can't see you. You're frozen. And everyone agrees with me. Please hang on while we're trying to find Kayla. Tap in the arrow. Invite your friends. I'm going to reset the room. The show is called The Pride Corner. Yes. So Kayla, if you can read that comment, you might have to leave and come back. Please do that. Oh, yeah. So she did. She read it. Thank you so much, Arenso. Thank you so much for saying that she's out and coming back, because this is too important a show. Yes, you're back.
Yes. Am I good?
Yes. And look. Kayla, do this. Oh, look at that. I love it. You're my second. Yes, you're my second gapped person in a row. The other one just joined us, Dr. Vivid. She was my guest yesterday. She is as gapped as ever. Look at that beautiful teeth. So Kayla, welcome back. I'm so glad you came back. We lost you when you said you were super tall. Tabby is just all over you. She's so in love with you. Like, welcome back, my love. So we lost you when you said you were super tall, and then you were listing all the reasons why you stood out. You were Black. You forgot to mention female, but I'm going to toss that in. You were probably playing sports. You were tall. You were queer. I mean, oh my goodness. Way to stand out, right?
Right.
K-Hod, welcome to the party. So go ahead and finish telling us. I like what you were saying about Black and queer. So after I asked you about Black and queer, then I said, okay, do you feel like your acceptance or not made any difference in who you are today? And if you're just joining us, the show is called The Pride Corner, our coming out stories and more. With me, Dr. Lulu, your hostess with the mostest. And we have our beautiful brown sugar baby. And I want to know how tall you are, by the way. My soon-to-be ex is 5'9.5", maybe 5'10". Beautiful human being, but it just didn't work out for us, but that's okay. But yeah, she's somewhere in the house, some of the pictures. But go ahead and share with us what you were saying with regards to, do you feel like your acceptance or lack thereof kind of molded you today? Welcome to the party, everyone. Let's go.
Well, I'm actually 5'10.5", so not says anything. But overall, in summary, I would say I learned just how to attune more to other people than myself, because I think there was a lot of shame. And so what ended up happening as I got older, though, is I really learned to like be so systems focused, because I think early on I was asking all these questions because I was really curious, like, why are things this way? Like, why am I experiencing racism? Why am I experiencing homophobia? Why am I experiencing ostracization? All that kind of stuff. It's like, what's wrong with being tall? So I was like in this pillar of like, everyone's looking at me like something's wrong unless you're like really achieving academically. So overall, I think what ended up happening is I started to become very devoted to all of my academics, and just a perfectionist, I would say, was when it started coming out, because I was good at everything, because underneath I didn't feel I was good with myself. So as I got older, I excelled in that, but then I ended up turning that inward, because I said, all right, I had these experiences in my life. What can I do to ensure other people don't have to go through that ever alone? So what I did is all those experiences, all different types, I learned to look at the world for what it is objectively and subjectively for people that are like in the out group. And that fueled my practice as a therapist. That fueled my advocacy. And so as a person now, I can be really attuned, and I can listen to people. I can figure out ways to resolve things. I think as a therapist, I'm really, really good at accessing like shame. And so people come in, they're just like, how do you know that this person's feeling? So it's like, no person would do all these things, because I got myself in some trouble. And I'm not going to talk about all that. But I did some things when I started feeling mad at the world, and knew that came from me being mad at myself and not really feeling accepted. I got in some big trouble. So now when I see anybody doing that, I can hear what other people can't hear. And so I would say that is definitely fueled who I am as a person. Because I'm so attuned to like the parts no one likes to talk about, just the heaviness, the burdens, and I've healed through that, so I can sit with somebody else through that stuff too. So that's just how I am now. And so I'm full of light, and people are like, where does that come from? It's like, because I've gone deep. I have no tolerance for like surface level anything. So that's how it's kind of fueled me where I'm at. So.
I'm going to take a moment and let that sink in, because that was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah.
And as we take a moment, I want you to hear the words that Kayla is not saying.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've got a beautiful personality, but I want folks to hear what Kayla is not saying. And as a public speaker, I know how to pull that stunt.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, when I want to talk like this, my energy is centered, my vibration is lower, my voice is softer, the edge is out. I want people to hear the words that Kayla did not say. The pain from which she came from rose like a phoenix. The rot that lies in the African American community that nearly put her into trouble if it didn't. The self-hatred that comes from a lack of acceptance. Why am I gay? Why am I tall? Why am I black? Why am I a woman? Why does the world hate me? I want you all to take a moment and focus on those words. That's the power of being a fantastic public speaker. You know how to work with your voice. And if you can hear me, I want you to take a moment and send Kayla freaking all flavors of spring flowers now, because she deserves it. Please send the chica some flowers. And me too, because I think I'm very good.
Yes, absolutely.
I did everything to not cry just now, because I could hear your voice. I could hear, because I am you and you are me. Mm-hmm. I did the same thing. And I'm also a physician. And oh wait, I'm Nigerian. Oh wait, I had dreadlocks in the military. I have 3 sons that every single policeman is hunting down in America today. So let me tell you something. If I tell you that I hear you, I feel you, I know you, hon, it's true. So thank you. Y'all, please send the chica some flowers. What are y'all doing? Type in the word flower. Type in the word flower and you see flowers just pop out. I want Kayla to be given flowers before we go on. Kayla, thank you so much for blessing us today.
Thank you for the opportunity.
That was powerful.
I appreciate it.
And therefore, it's no surprise that you're in the work that you are in. Mm-hmm. Validating people, affirming people, holding space for humans who have been broken. Ebony sent you all kinds of flowers. Megan, flowers, girl. I need to see some flowers up in here, Megan. But I'm feeling that, Megan. I'm feeling that. Yes, I'm a kickboxer. Can you tell? Oh, yes, look at those beautiful flowers. Thank you. And Tabitha found, I don't know where she found carnations from or something. Daisies, pansies, something. So beautiful. So Kayla, I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath and reach deep down and tell me, what would you say to the little Kayla today? And I'm asking you that because really what I'm asking you is, what will you tell another child who happens to find themselves where you were many moons ago? What would you say to them today? Go. Let me grab my drink.
And what's cool is I actually did this last week. I would say when I look at like my little 6-year-old part who holds all that embarrassment, all that shame from just trying to make everyone happy, I would say that they're wrong about you, that you know yourself, and what you know about yourself is so beautiful. And what you know about yourself is going to change the world for everyone else who doesn't have a voice to do what you're doing to yourself, like right now. And so what I would say without words, I would just love on my little self and just hold it, hug it. And I would say, find some people that will do that for you where you're at that time. You'll get it when you're in the future, but where you're at right now, seek that because you deserve that. And it's there. It's absolutely there.
I know what you said, absolutely. The exact same time. Raised 4 days wrote absolutely. That's energy right there. That's energy right there. So powerful. You will do things that will change the world. That's the one that I heard. That's powerful. That part. And so if you're watching us, the show is called The Pride Corner. That corner right there. In my living room, the space between the door where we let good things in and the wall where sometimes I go and I just hold it and I just hug it to connect, to reconnect. I made that up, but I think it sounded deep. Okay. So anyways, so as we finish up, I want you to take a moment and talk to the parent. There is a parent out there, as a pediatrician, who is quitting medicine. As of 2 days ago, I quit medicine and I'll officially retire on the 5th of July. I'm here to ask you to talk to my tribe. And my tribe are parents of queer children who either just came out or they came out and the parents are holding the key to the closet and holding them in, either by hijacking their agenda, because you mentioned that. You mentioned something about taking over. We don't want that. Or have just refused to believe that their child, I didn't raise no gay child, no faggot. You know, I'm going to say that word because that's what African Americans used to describe the child that God gave to them. The same God who does not make mistakes.
Right.
But then you choose when to say they make mistakes and when they don't. And I'm getting so comfortable calling God they, them. I love it. And yeah, we're going to talk about that someday. We're going to have a room. We're going to discuss.
That'd be great.
The non-binary God. Why not? So welcome to the party. It's Salicia. I want you to tell us, what do you want to say to a parent who is there right now, sitting, or doesn't want to sit with the feelings? Go.
Right. I would say to the parents that are listening that you have the ability to help your child love themselves or help your child hide from themselves. And if they hide from themselves, they are going to be dealing with shame a lot longer than they should. And you as a parent might be dealing with your own shame, but that should be a process that is independent of what your child is going through. And so you have the ability to choose if you would like to have your child flourish in life, to receive all the glory, especially if you're religious, all the glory that God has given them. But by not accepting them, you are also rejecting the love that God has given them. And that's up to you, for you to do with that what you please. But your child will eventually love and accept themselves. And if they do not, the other side of that is your child could learn to hate themselves. And we deal a lot with suicide in the Black community, and that is increasing. And if you have the ability to help steer your child away from suicide, I would encourage you to choose that. Or on the other hand, they will find it themselves. Because often what they're trying to do is they want to please you and make sure you are okay. And if you want to create a safe home for them, especially if you have a Black child, they need that. They need to be celebrated. They need to be loved. Or they're going to find that in other ways. I've seen kids and adults find it through drugs, through exploitation, through, again, self-harming, suicide, abusive relationships. They're going to seek it and they're going to find it. And it's best if they find it from someone that has raised them and hopefully that has planted a seed of love within them. So can't make anybody do anything, but I would say that's that internal conflict someone should sit with. And find your own spaces where you can process that. My family had to process it themselves too, but there are a lot of resources for parents to process, independent from their child. So.
I love you. I love you. Here's your mic.
I love you too.
Drop your mic. Here's your mic drop. Okay. So what I heard you say was what you said at the beginning. As a parent, you have the ability to raise a child that you used a different word. I'm going to use hug because of the H. I want to go with the H. You have the ability to raise a child that will hug themselves or a child that will hide from themselves. You hold the master key. And that is why I have a safe space, talking about places where parents can go and hang. And my safe space is called Positively Parenting Your LGBTQ plus Child on Facebook. It's a rapidly growing community. My face is spinning at the speed at which we're growing. Everyone is pouring into each other. Kayla, I'm inviting you to come because you have a lot to say. You might even get clients there. Okay? Because there are people there who are needing help, and I can only help so many. I'm one person. And when my son Googled Black doctor, LGBTQ life coach, parent, I'm the only name that came up. Me, in the whole 8 billion people. So there's definitely a lot of work to be done. So Kayla, 2 invitations in one afternoon to join the group and then to come as a keynote speaker in my Black and Queer in America Summit. I guess BACA. Well, I like BAGA, Black and Gay, but I don't want anybody to feel excluded. So we'll see. I'll think about the name. But I already bought the information for Black and Gay. I might just have to go with that. But Kayla, you have been awesome. I love that you have the key to raise a child that can either hug themselves or hide from themselves. And while you're so busy having a temper tantrum over there, remember to dream dreams that include your children in them. Because there ain't no need dreaming a whole dream about me, about my future without including me in the dream. Okay, that's a lot of what parents do. They hijack the dream. And you're right. Whether you give it to them or not, they will find it. What it is different. It could be suicide, my friends. Studies have shown, which is why I do the work that I do, studies have shown that African-American kids age 5 through 12 are twice as likely to die by suicide than their white counterparts. These are real numbers. Someone please type that in the comment section. Welcome to the party, Dr. Ahn, my sister. African-American kids age 5 through 12 are twice as likely to die by suicide than their white counterparts. This is a study that was first done in 2015 and again in 2018. And both times, the numbers were upheld. This is real. And yes, while they might not all be queer kids, enough of them are queer kids. 1 out of 3 kids who jump, which is what I like to use, is queer.
Right.
1 out of 3, that's 33%. If Black kids are more likely to die by suicide, then tell me what that number tells you. So Kayla, you have been fantabulous. I do want to have a live event. It's my dream.
Okay.
And the energies of the universe said I should do it in Florida. So get ready to pack your bags. You might have to pay your way because it's the first of its kind, but we'll see.
I'm actually, fun fact.
I just want you to be a keynote speaker because what you've done for me today, scratch that. What you've done for others today is what your inner child told you. You're going to light the spark that's going to change the world. Dr. Ahn, thank you for that. This is real for me. And my big platform, my TEDx talk, which if you haven't heard about it yet, Google my name and the word TEDx next to it and check out my TEDx talk and come back and let me know what you think. And get ready with your tissue because it's gonna do that to you. I don't play in the sandbox. No, I play in rocks. Because that's what my patients, my children, my clients' children, that's what they're going through. I have 3 Black sons in America. They don't get to play in the sandbox. They play in rocks. Because the world is so full of hateration. And so, Kayla, in the next 10 minutes, I want you to please tell the world where they can find you so I can follow suit. And then, maybe some words of advice as you scroll on. And then everyone who's watching me, please, the show is called The Pride Corner. I'm going to have a podcast. I'm going to have a YouTube channel. We're going to upload the videos. And if you've watched it once, you can watch it again. We all know that we all watch Coming to America and Waiting to Exhale more than once. So you can watch a show more than once, and then you can share it. Okay? All right. So tell us where we can find you, please, and then we'll move.
Absolutely. So the best way to find me is on Instagram, like you said earlier, at question Kayla 28. And I'm starting.
Say that again. Wait. Say that again slowly.
Yes, sorry. At question Kayla 28 is where you can find me on Instagram. And on YouTube, because I have a series of Couch Time with Kayla that should be coming out starting this summer. But you can find me on YouTube at question Kayla, where I'm going to be unpacking a lot of the things we talked about today, on top of things related to mental health and trying to get the word out there some more. So those are the two best ways to find me, I would say.
And because I'm going to self-invite myself to your show.
Look, I was already listening. I was like, ooh, I have a whole series about being Black and LGBTQ. So I'm gonna create an episode just for you. And so I'm excited. I love your energy. It's rare I meet somebody that has just as much energy as me. And so this is great. So we'll have a lot
because I can. Yes.
Yes.
Why not? We have Black, brown, sugar babies all around the place. We need to go out there and empower ourselves and be about using our voices to create change. Why not? So the show is called The Pride Corner. It is for queer people, but also for our allies. And you know what? Maybe even a couple of homophobes, you can sprinkle them around, because some homophobes need to hear this. It's also for parents. It's for queer people. Join me tomorrow at 1 p.m. I'm having the special guest of all special guests tomorrow. If you didn't watch the show from the beginning, you got to press rewind so you can find out who. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time. I know you'll be at work, but I also know that you've done a lot of things during your lunch break. So take a late lunch, go into your car. You don't want to miss tomorrow's episode. I'm most likely going to cry. I almost always cry every time I think about this individual, especially when I get to interview them. That'll be like my third or fourth time interviewing this person, because they're so beautiful and so full of my love. Right. Well, hint, hint. So, Kayla,
yes,
the girl of the hour, give us some going away nuggets for anyone, maybe like a quick summary of what we've gone through today and what you've told us today, if you can. Otherwise, just some going away words. Y'all have heard her. She's at question without an S, question. Kayla, did someone write it down? Can someone please write that down so we can see that? Yeah, someone write it down at question Kayla 28 on Instagram. And then I didn't get the other one. So if just so somebody can get it. So maybe Tabby TLC can help us write that. She's been so awesome so far. And then also, and I forgot to ask pronouns, and I just assumed it was a she.
She.
Okay, very good. And then and everyone who's joined us, thank you so much for joining us. Tell someone about it. You might be saving a life. And that life you're saving might be someone you know. This is real, okay? So, Kayla, take it away.
Yeah, I would say, to summarize as best as I can, I would say when you're thinking about coming out, the first important person to come out to is always going to be yourself, because you have to own yourself before you try to do it with others, or you're going to seek acceptance with others. And regardless of how other people respond, regardless of if your family responds a certain way, still know that you are accepted and you are loved and you are valued, and you have a light to shine to the world that is going to accept you. Right? There's community out there. You hear us, we talking together, and we found community just in this. There's community that loves you, that cares about you, no matter how many hats of marginalization you hold. And my last piece is just to make sure you stay vulnerable. Stay soft, because the world is going to harden your heart, and it's going to make you feel like there is no one out there that can ever love you, accept you, or where you belong. Keep your heart soft, because vulnerability is where healing comes from. And there's healing possible.
Mic drop.
Yes.
I want to give you a hug.
We'll hold it. Yeah.
And a kiss. Because I like the part of staying soft. And maybe your episode, when it becomes a podcast, will be called I have so many things to go with today. The healing I needed is one of them. Stay soft is another one. Coming out to yourself first is another one. So many to pick from. Kayla, I am very grateful to the universe for bringing our energies together. Uh-oh, Tabitha. What's going on? Oh, Tabitha is saying, you're amazing. I want to say that Tabitha was saying that to me. Okay. All right, Kayla.
You are amazing.
I want to say that Tabitha was saying that to me. And Tabitha, by the grace of God, when, not if, when Kayla comes to do her keynote address this fall, I'm going to get to meet you. Tabitha's laughing. Tabitha, I'm very serious. I think you meant to say that, Dr. Lulu, you're amazing. Because just like Kayla said, I know I'm amazing. I don't need anybody to tell me that. But a little affirmation here and there won't hurt. You're both amazing. That's good. So thank you all so much. Again, the show is called The Pride Corner. My heart is beaming with pride that I leaned in when the message was given to me to do this show. The subtitle is Our Coming Out Stories and More. I think it's a very nice name, even though it was originally for just Pride Month. But I'm here to tell you that the month of July is almost full. So if you'd like to come on the show, I'm going to keep on doing this as long as there are people out there. So please, the month of July is open. I'm going to actually do another drive for that maybe. And KK, maybe when you're done with this, if you could just blast it on your social media and have people to also sign up with my link to it's just calendly.com/Dr. Lulu. It's right there, the Pride Corner. And if you're watching this, I think Kayla may just already planning to be. So yes, Dr. Ann. Dr. Ann. That's Anna, you're going to be in Florida because you're going to be the grand MC. I'm going to be the event host, but you're going to be the grand MC. Why not? But here's the thing, though. I think it's probably a good idea for you all to listen to everything that we talked about today on a more serious note and see how my voice has come down. On a more serious note, the whole idea of doing this is to save lives, is to also open the door and hold the space for people to come out from their misery for those who are in misery, from their silence for those who have been silenced, from the closet for those who are still in there. God, Dr. Lulu, you're so good. Yes, I am. Mm-hmm. All right. And then also to join us every single day, henceforth, with this show called The Pride Corner. Thank you to Instagram for giving us the space. Thank you to everyone that joined me, from Dr. On to Tabby TLC, to Tabby some more Ebony Music. And if you're not following me yet, stop what you're doing and follow me right now so you can be notified when I go live again. Tabby TLC, Ebony Music. Oh my goodness, y'all have been awesome. It's Alicia with 2 A's, 3 A's. I like that. Raised for Days also was here. Megan J Fast stopped by also. K Hud Coaching, my sister, also stopped by. A bunch of people. My soul sister, Dr. Vivid, who was my guest yesterday. Dr. Vivid, if you're still here, show yourself, will you? Renzo was here. Don't know if they're still here. So many people. Ijoma, my sister, was here. XOLLLALAXO. I like to know what's behind that name. Was also here. Everyone was here. It was awesome. Ebony Music says, have a fiance. Is Ebony's talking about themselves? Okay. When I asked if it was your wife, yeah. I see. Okay. Do you know Ebony?
Yeah, we went to high school together. We do.
Okay. And then I had, and Ebony said it was authentic and so proud of you, Kayla. Love it. And then Raised for Day says, oh my goodness, that is such an amazing opportunity. Yes, Kayla. So they were saying yes because I said you were going to be a keynote speaker. I think what I'm thinking is by the end of the 30 days, I will have had 30 different keynote speakers because I'm just loving the way everyone is just coming and just showing up. And Raheem Black gave 4 cups of coffee and 3 fires with FAYA. I don't know who Raheem is, but I'm feeling whatever music you're dancing to. Tochukwu, some Ijoma said, you're amazing. And just DJ Fox Fontaine said, proud of my super smart niece. Orlando Charles gave you like 6 rainbows just for you. Okay? Very nice. Very, very nice. And Denise _I, Luis Amaya, my creative director, joined us. Amina's Adventures also joined us. So good. Rebecca 4686 joined us. A lot of people here. All these names I'm calling are all either queer community members or allies. And I think that's the way the world should be. I've got 1 minute to go. I will keep talking if you give me a mic, but every good thing comes to an end. My name is Dr. Lulu, a.k.a. the Mom-Matrician. Just put a punch in it, honey. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.
Thank you so
Love
much.
and soul. Bye. Tell someone about the show. Kayla, thank you.
It was a pleasure. Yes.
You are awesome. You are awesome. Tell someone about the show. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking of revamping my show that I do at 6 p.m. on Sundays. It's called Positively Parenting Your LGBTQ plus Kid, and it's on Clubhouse. So if anyone who's watching me is on Clubhouse and you think you will attend the show, type yes right now, and I'll open the room at 6 p.m. today so we can take the conversation there. It's called Positively Parenting Your LGBTQ plus Child with me, Dr. Lulu. I'll see y'all later. Bye.